If a picture is worth 1,000 words, how can we develop good pictures? Well, this is precisely where the CaGa comes in. When we think, we often use our inner monologue. A lot of communication of ideas is also done by words, be it by speaking or writing. It is easy then to equate thinking with thinking in words, and while this is certainly an important avenue for the development of thought, there's more. A large part of our thinking happens in pictures. We can use graphical representations in a variety of ways, including, but not limited to, organizing events in a logical way, exploring relationships between objects, and working out what is essential about a concept. In this video, I'll only focus on the last point. A CaGa is another of the tools developed by Varrof Birkenbiel specifically to explore what is essential. CaGas work a little bit like drawings in Pictionary. When you play Pictionary, the goal is not to produce an artful representation of an object. The goal is to produce a representation of the essential features of that object, so that your teammates can make the connection between the lines you're drawing and the concept. It is precisely this connection that we're after, but whereas in Pictionary you must use established connections to communicate ideas, when we're creating CaGas, we're looking for both old and new connections. Many people are put off by the thought that they need to draw something, because we all know, I can't draw, right? Unfortunately, this means that many people miss out on a great opportunity to explore a thought from an entirely different viewpoint. And thus, they deny themselves many ideas they could have generated this way. You think you can't draw? Well, it doesn't matter. Can you draw a line? A wavy line? Squiggly line? An arrow? Can you draw a triangle? A square? Rectangle? Circle? Filled circle? That's all you need to be able to produce a CaGa. Again, what we're drawing is not an object. We're interested in the idea of an object. Let's look at an example. Here is a simple CaGa picturing exploration. To express the idea, I used a dashed line to show the path of the explorer, like what you see on a cliché treasure map. Since exploration is not a straightforward process, the line is meandering and got a dead end here and there. Or maybe the term exploration brings to mind an image of someone carefully studying minute details, like Sherlock Holmes maybe? We can also CaGa that. For instance, we could draw an eye looking through a magnifying glass. Please note that both CaGas show valid aspects of the concept of exploration, and while you might be familiar with both aspects, these might not be things you usually think about in words. So now that you brought them to your attention, you can continue to work with them. Look for examples, ask which facet is more important in which situation, and so on. And this is the strength of the CaGa as a thinking tool. If you found the video useful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos on how to think deeply and creatively. And I see you in my next video.